So let's start with sleep. If you're not getting if you're younger, if you're in your 20s, I would recommend sleeping as long as you possibly can. If you can sleep 10 hours every day, I would make sure that I would get 10 hours sleep. The problem is that when you're younger, you spend way too much time doing stupid shit, robbing your body of sleep and rest. And sleep is when, like, you go back 1,000 years, they didn't have distractions like video games and Tinder and motorcycle racing at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, there was just none of that stuff. It got dark out. You felt tired because you're fucking chasing saber-toothed tigers all day and skinning shit. It got dark and you went to sleep. And then you would wake up when the sun rose and you follow that circadian rhythm, right? So you can't underestimate the value of sleep. And most of you guys today are sleep deprived. And I'll tell you something, sleep is a lot harder to fix when you get older. You try going through stress through work, through a divorce, through everything that life throws your way in your late 30s, early 40s, for some guys. And then your sleep starts to get disturbed and you're lucky to get 4 to 5 hours sleep. And that, 8 or 9 that you got when you were 20 looks pretty fucking sweet, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, do not underestimate the value of a good night's sleep, a good solid night's sleep. If you guys want to track your sleep, I have this ring. It's called an Aura ring. It's this black one here. Let me see if I can get off. My damn knuckles I can't get it off. By the end of the day, I need soap. But it's got 3 sensors. It's OURA. And I think it's about a $300 purchase, something like that. It's either $299 or $399. I can't remember. The latest generation is on sale right now. And it has the best of the bullshit sleep trackers. Most sleep trackers suck balls. Okay. This is the best of the ones that suck balls, basically. So it's not perfect, but it gives you a lot of data on how much sleep you're getting, whether it's REM sleep, if it's light sleep, if it's deep restorative sleep. It tracks your heartbeat while you're asleep. It tracks, this one here has a blood oxygen monitor, but they haven't activated it yet. One of the reasons why I got this was because I wanted the blood oxygen monitoring while I was asleep. You're going to have to wait until they do the software update, but the hardware is built into it. But it gives you enough sleep data right now where it helps you manage that, if you know what I'm saying. So instead of spending $300 or $400 or whatever it is that you're spending on dumb shit right now, take it and get yourself an Aura ring and start tracking your sleep and make sure that. And it just doesn't track your sleep, by the way. It also gives you a readiness score, which will give you a good idea of days that you need to rest more and days where you can be more productive. It gives you a lot of other data that's useful as far as health as well. But I bought it mostly because of the sleep tracking capability and the shit that I've been putting up with sleep. So back to the young man's life, sleep. I can't emphasize that enough. It's when your body fixes itself. It's when your muscles repair. It's when you release growth hormone. Sleep is super important. You're probably not getting enough, I can tell you right now. Next component when it comes to optimizing testosterone, and sleep is probably, I'm going to say out of the three, with sleep, exercise, and nutrition, is probably the most important. And it's the easiest one to get, is going to be exercise. You need to pick up heavy shit and put it down. Again, our bodies were designed to hike 15 miles a day. I don't know what the fuck it was, chasing, again, saber-toothed tigers, monitoring our harem of women and our children, make sure they were safe so nobody was getting eaten and shit like that. Like, you were busy doing physical stuff. Again, you weren't, playing video games all night or, swiping on Tinder or whatever. You were doing real fucking man shit. So being one of the reasons why I got a standing desk, because I got tired of sitting my ass down. I'll probably get a treadmill under this, under this thing at some point too, so I can get more steps in. But sitting down and being stationary for long periods of time is not good for your fucking health, man. Exercise. Go out, get a gym membership, pick up heavy shit, put it down. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll produce more testosterone. If you want to just go in and get healthy levels of testosterone, just do heavy compound movements, bench press, squats, deadlifts, stuff like that. Do it minimum 3 days a week. Make sure you're getting adequate rest in between your exercise routines. There's lots of shit on the internet about how to bodybuild and how to lift heavy weights and how to do heavy compound movements and optimize all that stuff. Go find it. So that's the second component when you're a young man. The third is going to be your nutrition. And some people right now are going, well, you got to talk about no fap and all that shit. I'm not talking about that bullshit. Okay. I'll touch on it briefly, but nutrition is going to be the third one. And I'm going to put that one last. I'm just going to be honest with you, because my experience in my 20s, myself and my friends, is you could literally go to the gym, go to McDonald's and pick up 6 fucking Big Macs. When they were 99 cents, you could get like $6 worth of Big Macs, smash those things back, go home, roll up a Fat J, smoke it, listen to some Pink Floyd, and then smash bags of Doritos. And that was your nutrition. And you could still look really good. So your body has a way of adapting to whatever you put into it. I'm not saying put shit in your body. I eat very clean today, but had I done that back in my 20s, I would have probably been in better shape today, if I'm being honest. So nutrition does play a role, but sleep and exercise, sleep number 1, exercise number 2, nutrition number 3. That's what I got there for a young guy. You're probably going to want to, if there's a handful of supplements that I could advise to young men, make sure you get an adequate protein. So if you have to supplement with protein, do it. You're probably going to be deficient. Everybody's going to be deficient in vitamin D if you're Caucasian and you live north or south of the tropics. So the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer, one's in the northern hemisphere, one's in the southern hemisphere. You guys took geography, right? If you live north of the tropics or south of the tropics below the equator, you're going to be deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D, it's called vitamin D, but today, especially in hormone therapy clinics, they're not calling it a vitamin. They're calling it basically a hormone because it's that important. Vitamin D is incredibly important in the production of testosterone. And if you're deficient in vitamin D, you're not going to be able to produce testosterone. Bottom line. Again, if you're sitting inside all day, you work an indoor job, you don't get sunlight, you're not getting sunlight in the wintertime, you're definitely going to be well deficient on vitamin D. So you're going to need to supplement with that. I'm going to talk about supplements in a minute. Those would be the main ones if you're a young guy and especially budget conscious. Again, I remember being in my 20s going, I want to get big. I want to look impressive. I want to look like Arnold. Never got there. And I need to eat calories. So I'd go out and smash back, the 6 Big Macs, for a meal. You had to innovate when you were young and you didn't have a lot of money. I remember going out for meals and shit. My buddy had this girlfriend that he had for a while, and he'd always bring her out and shit when we go and eat, and she didn't eat much. And it's we'd be sitting there at 22, 23, and I'm done eating. I've smashed back my food, he has, and she's still fucking pecking away at it like a bird. And I'm like, you gonna eat all that? So it was like an ongoing joke. Whenever we went out anywhere, it's like Rich would always say, you gonna eat all that? Because I was always looking for the extra calories, right? The nutrition part matters. Anyway, those are the 3 main things. Let me see what we got here in the chat. I see people are talking about vitamins and stuff. Yeah, here, let me get to vitamins and supplements. And by the way, guys, testosterone is manufactured from cholesterol. Okay. So one of the big mistakes that I made in my 20s is usually eggs didn't really cost that much back then. They still don't cost that much today. It's a very good source of protein. And I used to hard boil about a half dozen eggs. So I'd hard boil about 6 eggs, get them out of the shells, and I would basically cut them in half and then squeeze the yellow yolk part out and never even eat it. Because I was told at that time that you want to only eat egg whites because the yellows contained fats and cholesterol and it wasn't good for your heart and all that kind of bullshit. But the truth of the matter is you need cholesterol, and a very good source of healthy cholesterol is actually egg yolks. So eat eggs for breakfast. I used to eat a lot of egg salad sandwiches. Tuna sandwiches, is a decent source of protein as well. The problem with fish, though, especially canned fish, is you end up with fine levels of metals. Mercury is probably the main one that you got to be careful of, which you can check with blood labs, by the way. But yeah, here, let me throw up some supplements over here. But yeah, cholesterol is another big one too. Make sure you're getting sufficient cholesterol. Don't throw away the yellows of the eggs. Eat them. Make sure you're getting cholesterol daily because testosterone is made from cholesterol. There's good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol, and your doctor can explain all that shit to you with your blood labs. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. So here are the add to sups. So the Unplugged Alpha. Do I have a banner for that? No, I don't. It doesn't look like I do. So the Unplugged Alpha supplement line can be found. I'm just going to copy and paste this in the live chat. And the testosterone support products are organized by filter. So all you have to do is hit this drop down and then filter down whatever it is that you're looking for. You don't just want to take the Alpha T product, okay? It's synergistic with vitamin D and K and zinc. Let me open up the labels here because this is always helpful. But you want about 10,000 IU of vitamin D per day, and it has to have a corresponding dosage of vitamin K. The thing with vitamin D is if you just take vitamin D caplets or a spray and it doesn't have vitamin K in it, it calcifies in your arteries and it's going to cause problems for you. It's going to cause problems with circulation. You could end up with heart disease. Blood needs to flow into your Johnson. If you have plaque buildup and calcium buildup in your arteries, you're not going to get a heart on properly. So vitamin K, you need to take a vitamin D product with a vitamin K infused into it. And there's a reason why these two exist in this product, the Alpha DK product. It's not expensive. It's $34. All you need is 2 of these pills because they're 5,000 IU each. You'd probably need about 10,000 IUs a day, especially if you live north or south of the tropics. Again, you can, and you should verify this with blood labs. You'll also see over here that it says percentage of daily value is 625%, because a government recommended daily value is so obscurely below where it needs to be. If you, like, honestly, if you came out of this pandemic and you're still taking medical advice from the government, you need to check your head, right? Because there's a whole bunch of lies and bullshit there that you've been paying attention to. Super important, super important complex there is a vitamin DK. Get it. The other one is zinc. One of the most important minerals that you're going to need. There's lots of micro minerals, but zinc is by far the most important when it comes to testosterone production. You can get loads of zinc from things like shellfish, so oysters and mussels. Go out, once a week. If you don't like making them, go out to an oyster place or go out to a mussel place and get some oysters and mussels. Like, whenever you have the opportunity, eat some of that shit. I understand there's some people that are, have an aversion towards shellfish. Fine, find a substitute, but nothing has the levels of zinc as shellfish. So eat it, don't eat it. I don't give a fuck. Supplement facts for Alpha Zinc product. Zinc isn't that expensive. It's a relatively cheap supplement. You should be taking it if you're a young guy. Okay. It's like less than $19 here on my website. So you're going to want somewhere between 30 to 50 to 60 milligrams of zinc. The serving size for one capsule gives you 30. I take 2 of these a day. So I'm getting 60 milligrams. I'm not small though. Like I'm 6'2" and a half, 218 pounds right now, something like that. It also has taurine and malic acid and a few other vitamins and minerals in it as well. But the Alpha Zinc product has a very high quality zinc. Definitely add it to your protocol. And then the final one, of course, is Alpha T, which is the main testosterone support product, which has tribulus, chrysin, which is an AI essentially. It's probably the most effective aromatase inhibitor aside from DIM and CDG. You learn a lot about these topics when you get into therapeutic testosterone because you have to make sure you're managing estrogen. Dr. Anthony J's book, it's called Estrogeneration. I did a podcast interview with him on my channel. Search for it. Just search Rich Cooper, Anthony J, Estrogeneration, and watch that because he explains all the environmental sources of estrogen that you're getting through things like tap water, food packaged in plastic containers. Soy is a big source of it. I learned that licorice tea is a source of environmental estrogen. So all these things, you keep piling them all in your body and they build up over time and you become more estrogen dominant. it's one of the reasons why you see a lot of guys today walking around with female breast tissue and storing so much fat on their body is because they're generally estrogen dominant. And one of the things that you get from having healthy levels of testosterone is you generally have healthy levels of body fat as well too. It's not often that you'll find a guy naturally that's high T with loads of body fat. Generally, the fatter you get, the lower your testosterone levels go. So it's like a double-edged sword. I mean, if you're 300 or 400 pounds and you're obese and you want to optimize your testosterone, but you're having a hard time with it because now you've created this complex problem of fuckery in your body because of some stupid choices in your life, bad sleep, lack of exercise, sedentary lifestyle, shitty food, you stack all those things together and then you're kind of fucked. And it's like, how do I get rid of the body fat? And it's now you've got an estrogen dominant problem. And then you compound that with bad food, with water. I've talked about this before, but a lot of women today are on birth control. They go to the bathroom, they urinate, hormones come out of their body, including what is in the female birth control, which is an estrogen. It goes into the water system. They clean it out of things like toilet paper, feces, anything else you flush down the toilet. And then they probably apply some UV to it or something. And then they send it back into the water system. And then we drink it again. And the problem with that is that you can remove particles from water, but you can't remove hormones. Hormones aren't particulates. They're hormones. So toilet paper, feces, they can filter all that shit out. They can clean it out. They can sanitize the water. It's good to go. You can drink it, but there's estrogen in your tap water. You need a 5-stage reverse osmosis water filtration system. If you're drinking tap water, try to drink water that's from a filtered source. Britas don't do it. They don't fucking capture the hormones. It's only going to be a system. It's like these under-counter systems. They're called 5-stage reverse osmosis. They're usually $700 to $1,000, depending on the complexity of the system. But it just takes water out of your tap, runs it through a proper filtration system, and then you can drink that. Drink bottled water, drink container water, whatever it happens to be, but stay away from tap water whenever possible. Distilled water is good too. I do water treatment plant work, and Rich is speaking the truth. Yes, I do not lie to you guys. I know there's people out there that lie to you. You always get it straight and narrow for me. So again, this testosterone support product, Alpha T. So it's got tribulus, which is proven to improve testosterone levels, chrysin, which is going to reduce your estrogen levels, Tongat Ali, which is an effective testosterone booster, DIM, which is an extract from things like broccoli, cauliflower, kale. That also naturally reduces your testosterone, sorry, not your testosterone, your estrogen levels. Horny goatweed, ginkgo extract, and boron, all essential for testosterone support. I would recommend getting all 3 of these. Okay, just hit it, add it to the cart, go to the subscribe and save option, get it delivered every 30 days or whatever frequency it is that you want, and make sure you're supplementing with things that support your testosterone production, vitamin DK, and a zinc product. All 3 of these, and again, that'll be pinned in the description below and the top comment. I also run an ad in the middle of every video as well, which talks about it as well, but just go to the unpluggedalpha.com. Okay, so that's your supplements. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.